5:30. We will call to order the regular school board meeting of the Madison Central School District on Monday, February 8th at 5:30. Mr. Jorgensen is taking our minutes tonight and will record the members present. We have Mr. Farrell via Zoom in Florida and Mr. Bundy via Zoom, and Mr. Mitchell Brooks is also attending via Zoom. I will establish a quorum, and with that, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Very good. Everybody's had a chance to look over the agenda, and I would entertain a motion to approve. Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor of approval of the agenda, please vote by saying aye. Oh, would we like to
Oh, yeah,
discuss it?
hold on.
And we also have to roll call.
I saw the cheat sheet in here.
Any further discussion on the agenda? How about that first? Okay, a roll call vote. Mr. Jorgensen.
Nelson. Aye. Hannemeyer. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Kappelman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Here.
Counting that as an aye. Avery.
Aye.
Farrell.
Aye.
Okay.
7.
Any nays, or any opposing, votes say nay. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approval of the consent agenda, items 7 through 9. I think there's one change to the minutes, misspelling of Kristen Morris's name. We've had a chance to look over bills, Steve, Rich, and myself, is there anything? Moved in order. And then we'll have Mr. Jorgensen talk about number 9, the personnel action.
Yep, we had a letter of retirement from Karen Ron, and I believe I shared that with the board. She's looking to retire at the end of the 2021 school year. So we would need a motion to approve.
Okay. I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda, items 7 through 9. Second? Steve?
Steve?
Any discussion? I think the only thing I would comment on is our health insurance, just to make note that it's the receipts are down because of the holiday.
Premium holiday.
Premium holiday, so. Okay. Nothing else? Okay, we will take a roll call vote.
Nelson. Aye. Hannemeyer. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Kappelman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Farrell.
Aye.
Motion carries. And number 10, hearing delegations. Mrs. Kinger, did you have anything? No? Okay.
No, I'm later on.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to administration reports.
Just a couple items I'll touch base on. Sentinel testing, we continue that. The 2 per week. We've had 38 tests since mid-September, with 1 positive in those 38 tests. And again, the Sentinels for asymptomatic individuals of staff. We do that weekly. To date, our rapid tests that we conduct, we've had a total of 109 tests, 61 for staff, for symptomatic situations or for close contact return, and we've had 48 tests for close contact for students to return after 7 days. As I reported last month, K-12 school employees were included in the early stages of receiving vaccines, but I also stated that it could be in early March, early February, mid-February, or late February, or March. And about 10 days ago, it won't be February. Now it's either going to be early March, mid-March, or late March, or maybe April, just because of the number that are in Group D. So right now, it was pushed back into March. When in March, I don't know. Again, once we know more, I will share it, and I keep communication with staff as well. Legislative session is underway. Currently, I'm tracking a number of bills. We'll be in communication with some bills as we get a little farther into it. But right now, for the most part, most are either in one house or the other house, and they haven't really moved along a whole lot other than 1046 today, which dealt with liability for schools and for business, and that did pass the Senate. I believe it's already gone through the House side, so that would just need to be signed now. Senate Bill 177 will be coming up, I believe tomorrow, in Senate Ed. Have some concerns with that one. It deals a lot with homeschool situations, and it has more to do with how it's going to treat public school kids way different than homeschool kids. And it's going to not have any consequences for truancy and a number of different things. It takes all control away from the school boards. So we'll see where it goes. I've been in contact with our legislators, and there could be 10 amendments between now and as it moves on, and maybe it'll be palatable as it gets farther along. But right now, and I would definitely be in opposition to Senate Bill 177. There's a number of placeholder bills right now. I think there's 11 of them or 13 of them that have nothing in them yet. Those will be vehicle bills, that things that may have been killed could come back. You never know. And along with the funding. The funding is still, the proposal was 2.4. You probably heard on TV, some are wanting 3. I don't see that happening. I hopefully stay at 2.4. The 11 million to offset some enrollments for the year for schools in the state. Again, that's proposed. There's nothing finalized on that either. So I don't expect a lot of that to be finalized until the last day or two, probably the last day. Second round of federal stimulus. You did get a preliminary allocation. Again, it's preliminary, so it's not finalized. Preliminary one is $736,697. I'll follow up once we have a firm confirmation that that's what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. It was all based off of Title I. So I think that number is probably pretty solid, but again, until we have a final allocation stated, I won't count it until it's here, I guess, until we see it. Along the same lines as the first one, but again, it's one-time dollars. So we'll have to utilize it in ways that can enhance what we're doing without it being an ongoing expenditure for us. So that's all I have right now on items that are going on.
Okay. Tom, did you have anything?
I have nothing, thank you, Lori.
Okay, how about Mitch?
You know, I did want to report, I've been out, but we got all the cash balances and all the financials are correct. I did want to just report real fast. There's a few entries I have to make as far as taxes receivable. Doesn't change our cash on hand. It's been received. I just have to book it. So I just have some entries to make, but otherwise all our financials were true and correct. I just want to make sure everyone was aware of that.
Okay. All right, I have nothing.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Mitch. I have nothing to report. I'll move on to agenda item 12.
I have information here from Associated School Boards in recognition of dedicated leadership in public education and for improving achievement for all public school students. Associated School Boards of South Dakota honors the Madison Central School Board. South Dakota School Board Recognition Week, February 15th to the 19th. It's signed by Eric Stroder, President of the Associated School Boards of South Dakota. So I will hand those out, and I will hold Tom's and Keith's until I see them. So thank you, from Associated School Boards. There's Tom and Keith's.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're not gonna deliver today?
Hey,
Yeah.
that's an option.
Yes.
I'll deliver it to you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the South Dakota Comprehensive Plan.
This would be Ms. Kingery.
Yes, it is the special ed comprehensive plan. We do it as our co-op for PLEC, and it just is our rules that we have to follow, guidelines for special education, the whole process from beginning to end. The only thing we changed from previous years was on the last page of that plan for the independent education evaluation. We upped the money that would be paid if a parent requested that. A parent can request that if they do not agree with our evaluation results. And then it goes out of district.
Oh,
So we raised it to 2,500. We still kept the 60-mile radius for it to be completed.
what was it before the 2,500?
I think it was 1,500.
Okay.
Mhm.
And again, comprehensive plan is a yearly,
Mhm.
has to be approved yearly. And if there's any major changes, obviously, then those forward, this was just a dollar amount for that service if we have to use it.
Okay, I would welcome a motion to approve the special ed South Dakota Comprehensive Plan.
So moved.
Well, we'll give Rod the first and Tom the second. How's that? Any discussion or questions for Paula? Okay, hearing none. Mr.
Thank you
Oh,
for work on this.
Yes,
Did you get that, Paula?
parts of it, yeah.
Yes, thank you, he says. You were cutting out a little bit there, Tom. You got
All right,
it. Okay.
I am in Florida. I'm not.
Nelson. Aye. Hannemeyer. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Gepperman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Aye.
Avery. Aye. Farrell.
Aye.
Okay. All those opposed, same sign. For none. Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is to consider approval of the 2021-2022 start date and district calendar. Everybody, I think, should have seen that.
That was posted, and then the one that's on there right now would be pretty much a mirror image to this year's calendar prior to changes we made in it. One change that would be different is this year in March, we had a half-day in service. We slid that into April for the 21-22 school year just because of where Easter and spring break fell and stuff, so we just flopped that is all. That's the only changes from the original one from 2020. And I would say that this is pretty much a clone for the last 5 or 6 years. We did stay with, in our proposed calendar, the 2 days of open house. That seemed to work really well, especially in the elementary, doing it that way. So that was something we left in, to have 2 days of the open house instead of 1. So it's one of those things that, even though COVID's been COVID, the things that have worked well with it, we wanted to continue with. So that's why we have the second day of open house right now. Questions on the calendar? Thoughts, ideas?
Okay, so the makeup days that are needed, if they're needed, May 18th and April 18th. Now, we did that e-learning day.
Correct?
Okay,
Yep.
so would, and I know it's hard to say,
Yep.
but would the idea be that we use this before e-learning or vice versa, or?
I think it'll all depend on the situation. If we know the weather's coming ahead of time, there's a lot better chance for the e-learning. And I wouldn't say that we'll never have a snow day sometime, but we may. In the middle school and high school, it worked really well.
Mhm.
In the elementary, with the packets, it worked, seemed to go well. I don't know that I'd want to do 8 days of packet work for the elementary. I don't think it would be, really acceptable.
Right.
And I've asked the principals, they're still having discussions with their staff. Like I said, I know in the middle school and high school, it worked pretty well with the midco crashing that day. In the elementary though, but I mean, we would have the ability, in all honesty, to move forward if we decided to do e-learning days for middle school, high school, and not for elementary, because we run buses regardless, so it's not an additional to have it. It's just that if we ended up going that route, because of the number of days, the elementary would still have school on some of those days when, later in the year, when the middle school, high school may not.
Right.
But we'll have more discussion with staff on it. Like I say, for elementary, I think for, 2-3 days, it's probably adequate, it'll work. I don't know that it's a positive, it's gonna be more than 2 or 3 days. So. But I want more feedback from staff and see where we're at. So it'd be a combination, but in the intent that we're not using remote learning days, those are the days we'd look at as far as adding on.
Okay.
I know there was a question, I was asked a question about a longer Christmas break like we had this year, which can be done. The downside to that is it would change the, let me make sure I get it right. Right now it's 86 days the first semester and 90 the second, so it's fairly even. If we would add those 2 days of Christmas, that would be 84 in one semester, 92 in the next. It's a little more unbalanced. It's only really an issue in the high school for some of those semester classes. It would really lengthen the Christmas break. I don't know if that was good or bad. This year was a unique situation. I hope we're not dealing with it next year at this time. If we are, I know that I'd probably bring forward the exact same request. If we were dealing with it like we have this year, but I sure hope we're not. And there may be a couple schools that do it. The hard part is I know that we would, even if we wanted to add those as additional days for break, chances are we'd have some activities on those days just because Christmas doesn't fall until that Saturday. So, again, open to thoughts and ideas on it. And the one we proposed didn't have that, but again, putting everything on the table for you.
All right, I entertain a motion to approve the 21-22 school start date and district calendar. Okay, motion by Steve, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Keith. Any further discussion? Once, if the Christmas break was to be extended, could it go into that second semester and go like from Wednesday to Wednesday? I mean, I know that isn't what people want, but I'm just, and so it would take away days from the second semester versus.
Oh, I see what you're saying, instead of having the 20th, 21st off, if we took the 3rd, 4th off,
Yeah.
for example.
I mean,
Yep, and we can amend the calendar next
Right.
month if we really want to look at that closer. That's not a, but we have to really get the starting date
yes.
and a framework at least in place, and if we feel we need to make a change to it, just bring it up next month and make the change. But I think it's important for everybody to know when we're looking at starting and how we're looking at doing that.
Okay, any other discussion? All right, Mr. Jorgensen, roll call vote.
Nelson. Aye. Hanamichael. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Kappeman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Farrell.
Aye.
Okay, motion will carry. All right, agenda item number 15.
15 is a process every 2 years to recognize the bargaining unit. And this year for negotiations, it's a certified staff is up for negotiations. So received a letter stating that the Madison Education Association is the bargaining unit for the staff here. So we're just recognizing that's who the board will be negotiating with for the certified staff. Classified staff, contract is already in place. This is the certified staff only.
Okay, can I have a motion to recognize the Madison Educational Association as the bargaining unit for certified negotiations?
So moved.
Okay, Angie and Tom the second. Roll call, vote, please.
Nelson. Aye. Hanamichael. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Capperman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Farrell.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Motion passes. All right, next agenda item is executive session in accordance with South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2, Section 4, to prepare for contract negotiations. Could I have a motion for us to enter into that? Okay, Steve, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Rod. Roll call vote.
I suppose.
All right.
Nelson. Aye. Hanamichael. Aye. Schultz.
Aye.
Capperman.
Aye.
Bundy.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Farrell.
Aye.